All right, guys, I'm going to tell you what your agenda is for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. So just taking a look at our STAR calendar that's posted in Schoology, let's remind ourselves of what these 3 days are going to look like. Tuesday is your 6-7 accelerated math STAR. Wednesday, no sixth grader should have a STAR. And then Thursday, 513, is the sixth grade math STAR. So depending on when you have your STAR test, that is when you're working on these assignments in my class. So if you have a STAR test, you should not be logging into Schoology and doing any work. You should only be logging into Schoology if you don't have a STAR test that day. So what that will look like is in our learning folder, you'll see that Tuesday through Thursday has been published in one folder. So you're responsible of completing the 5 tasks on the days that you are not taking STAR. So most of y'all are taking your STAR Tuesday, so you're completing task 1 through 5 Wednesday and Thursday. But if you do have your STAR on Thursday for math, then you'll complete these tasks Tuesday and Wednesday, okay? But they're the same assignments. So starting with task 1, you are continuing your discussion about esports. So on Monday, we read the article about our video games considered a sport, and you had to come up with the reasons for both sides from the article, and then at the bottom of the page, you wrote your own opinion. So in this discussion board, you are going to write what your opinion was, and then you are going to post that in the discussion. Then you're choosing one person that you agree or disagree with, and you're going to respond to them. You're going to state why or why not you agree with their opinion and explain, but please make sure you are being respectful. So I don't want to see any sort of like impolite language when y'all are responding to each other on the discussion board. That's why I provided these possible sentence stems for you to use. You don't have to use them. But for example, if you're disagreeing with someone, you can say, hey, you make a great point on blank, and maybe choose something from their comment that you agreed with, or you thought like they made a strong reasoning. And then you'll say, but have you considered that blank? So you made a great point on this, and you state what that point was, but have you considered that blank? And then you can state what your opposing or disagreeing opinion was on the matter. If you do agree with that person that you chose to respond to, you can say something like, hey, I loved your comment on blank, and then choose something from their comment that you agreed with, and then put, I also think that blank, and then state like what is the opinion that y'all have in common about that. So once again, in the discussion board, you're writing down what your personal opinion was. Then you're going to choose one person to respond to. It could be someone you agree or disagree with. Just make sure you're being respectful. That's task 1. In task 2, there is an Olympics Brain Pop video. Use ClassLink to log into Brain Pop. You're going to watch the assigned video about the Olympics, and then you'll take the quiz about the video. You will screenshot your results and then submit them to task 3. In task 3, there is a submission, so you just need to upload your screenshot of the score you got on your Brain Pop quiz. Okay? So the reason why we want y'all to watch this video about the Olympics is so that you can gain more information. We've read about video games being considered sports, and in the article it even said that organizers for the Olympics are considering adding esports as a sport in the Olympics. So now we want to look over the history of the Olympics and think about like what sports have been included and what sports have been excluded, so that we can prepare for our Olympic sports debate. Which leads us to task 4, the Olympic sports debate. You will put the attachment in the Create section of Notability. So let's put this in the Create section of Notability. And you are responsible for reading the directions and following the steps. So the directions say, following the debate you read about each sports, take a deeper dive into what the world considers a sport. Read and complete each step. Please write in complete sentences. So if you remember what we talked about on Monday, you know that the 2020 Tokyo Olympics have been postponed due to COVID, and they're now taking place this summer of 2021. Because of that change, some of the sports changed, and we want to think about why some of the sports were included and why some of them have been excluded to prepare for our debate. So, step 1, you are going to answer, what is a sport in your opinion? And I'm not looking for a dictionary definition. I'm looking for your opinion in your own words. What do you consider a sport? You will answer that in this box. In step 2, it asks you to go to the Olympic Sports website. This is the official website, so you can open that in Safari. I'm going to split screen so I can have the directions right next to the website. So step 2 is just going to the website. In step 3, you're choosing a sport to research. Choose a sport to research. It can be in the summer games or winter games. So if I look on this page, it just has all the sports. So I just need to choose one. So say I decided to do table tennis. I'm going to click on that sport. And then where it says the sport I'm researching is, I'm going to write down that sport. I chose table tennis. And hopefully it loads. As it's loading, I'm going to look over step 4. Step 4, I'm going to write down 3 facts about the sport from the website. So when this page loads, which it's taking a minute, where'd it go? Okay, so now that I'm on this page, I need to find 3 facts about the sport that I chose. And if you see that it looks like kind of blank, you just need to click more info, and it gives you kind of like the history of the sport, the evolution, some changes. If you click on that plus sign, it gives you more info. And then under C also, it'll give you some related articles. So look at the titles of these related articles and maybe find one that relates to your sport. So this one has to do with table tennis. This one where it talks about the men's bronze match, that relates to table tennis, and then this one as well. So I'm trying to find 3 facts about the sport I chose. I'm going to write them here. Remember, you're writing in complete sentences. In step 5, you are going to state, after reading this information about your sport, you will decide, in your opinion, do you think this is a good sport to keep in the Olympics? And then you'll circle yes or no. I'm going to pretend that I put no. I don't think table tennis should be considered a sport. In step 6, you're going to explain your answer to step 5's question by giving 3 reasons or examples. So I said no in step 5. So now I have to give 3 reasons why not. Why is it, after reading this information about table tennis, why do I not consider it a sport? So I'll give my 3 reasons there. And the last step is step 7. If you could choose a sport that isn't in the Olympics, what would it be? And make sure you check to see which sports are in the Winter Games as well. So if I go back and I go back to all the list of Olympic Games, I'm going to find one sport that's not included on here, And there are a lot that are not included in the Olympics. I'm going to write down the name of that sport that is not in the Olympics, and I'm going to explain why I think it should be added. There. Okay? So if you could choose one sport to add to the Olympics, what would it be? Write the name of the sport and explain why you would add it. And that is the last step on here. So when you finish writing that, you are going to submit the completed PDF into Schoology. And that submission is task 5, submit Olympic sports debate. So please make sure you submit that. So there are 3 things that you're really doing in this folder. One is your discussion board. Next is your brain pop, and you have to screenshot the results and upload those in task 3. And the last thing is doing the Olympic sports debate PDF. If you have any questions, please email me. Good luck on your stars this week, and I will see y'all soon.